Yeah, Beatdown Brown, Handsome
All
Mandela,
right,
Handsome Beatdown. What's going on, brother?
man. The usual. Just getting them beat down in a handsome fashion.
Exactly. If I gotta smack a bitch ass nigga, I'm gonna make it look sexy. Shout out to
Smacking
Kendrick.
these, smacking these hoes cute from day one.
Ah, man, we alluded to it in the last episode. Was supposed to be this one, but we kind of got off track and just went ahead and ran that way. So bringing it back around right now, dog, something that's wild as far as naming rights and what actually is what it is when you look at it. A little controversial one here, but the fact of the matter is going back into beefs that went on, um, Bad Boy and Death Row Records. And the fact of the matter that is Bad Boy actually the real Death Row?
Bruh, if you look at it, let's take it back to remember when Angie Martinez was interviewing the LOX that one time and Diddy called in and they went down that long ass list of defectors from the list and it was like gone, 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 dead, 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 gone.
Yeah,
I mean, let's think about it on some realness. How many people from Bad Boy are no longer here? And how many people from Death Row? Now, when we say Death Row, we're not talking about the newly inducted Death Row that Snoop owns. We talking about when Suge owned it.
right.
We talking about from then. How many people from Death Row are not here? And let's just say, and we're not talking about that are unalived from violence. Let's just say from because let's look at it. I mean, everything is basically coming out of the woodworks and stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not trying to say that anybody's bad or good or whatever, because there have been bad practices on both sides.
Right.
Definitely. But there have been bad practices from the bad boy side that we are just now seeing. And we're also knowing that bad things that have happened before can cause stress.
Right.
Stress can weigh on you and can cause things that can cause you to leave this earth and transcend early. So we can also say that some of that can be an effect as to what some of this has happened as well too. So
Mm-hmm.
then with that being said, and of course the lifestyle that you can live from being in the light and the opulence and all that stuff too can affect as well. But anyway, what I'm saying is that if you look at the comparisons between the two labels of those that are no longer with us from Death Row, who's not with us anymore? It's basically you got what, and that's how I'm talking about, like people that are affiliated with the label, those who were actually on the label.
We can go affiliates because see, here goes where things get strange, get weird, or whatever. Because
Okay.
when we're going with this affiliation, we spoke on this in the last episode with even the fact of the big Wu Tang beef squash. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
and Kat said, "Yeah, we are and we do fuck with big with looking at the Tupac thing." With Outcast and the Outsiders, not the Outsiders, Outcast and the Boot Camp Clique, talking about yeah, we fuck with Pac heavy, and this was supposed to happen, where we are all supposed to work together. These things were supposed to happen. So you have the outliers of, let's go with the most volatile, because it's not the individuals per se that are the
Mm-hmm.
issue. As we
Mm-hmm.
said, Big isn't the problem. Pac was a problem, but Pac wasn't a problem. If you get what I mean, Snoop, as we
Right.
could tell to this day, isn't a problem. Dre
Right.
has had issues, and we're not going to go into the personal life of that dude and how he's handled himself or whatever. Dre isn't necessarily the problem, but this stems
Mm-hmm.
from associations around Suge and associations around Puff. And so you do have to get into the point of, with everything and everybody associated. And what's funny is Death Row, in a manner of speaking, you can't take away the fact that Aftermath is a product of Death Row because of the transference of everybody that moved. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Bad Boy was very much still an uptown product, even though it was Bad Boy because of Mary and everybody still associating over there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Um, Jodeci still associating over there lightweight with Bad Boy a little bit before they fully made a swing other directions. You know what I'm saying? It
Mm-hmm.
was still really involved, and that is going to play into all of this. But it's like, for a label as embroiled as Suge and Death Row was, and having such a namesake, for Bad Boy to be like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you got cats who left Death Row, but you got cats who held the Death Row moniker pre Snoop grabbing it back, okay? Daz and Corrupt held on to Death Row tightly. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Code 187 of them and Above the Law was still there afterwards. DJ Quick was still there afterwards.
That's true.
Death Row still had cats hold on after the split, okay?
Yeah.
But
Facts.
on the flip side, Bad Boy had cats up there jumping ship like nobody's business, to the point where all types of crazy is going on. Like we said, they so if we're gonna go and run the scoreboard here, of course we have, from a 1-1 on each side. We got Pac's unfortunate passing, Big's unfortunate passing,
Right.
and one is supposedly solved, the other one is still unsolved. And we'll just leave that at what it is. We don't have the full roots on either one of those. Okay.
Yeah.
But do we, Snoop still here, Dre still here, um as an outlier associate. And we'll just say there was pressure, there was craziness. Warren G, even though it was Def Jam, was still highly associated with everything going over here. Still here. Warren G is still here. Lady Array
Right.
still here. Um,
RBX still here.
RBX still here. Dog Pound still here. Um, what's my Danny Boy still here. Um, whether whatever is, well, whatever is, Danny Boy is still here. Um, I know I'm, like I said, Butter Law still here. DJ Quick still here. Who am I missing? I know I'm missing folks.
Only person, the one who's not here, Nate Dogg is not here.
Nate Dogg, but Nate Dogg had known health issues, and he was still working and being taken care of with the whole Snoop Foundation. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? With their relationship like that, clear through to the end. So once again, we got two gone. Am I missing anybody else gone from Death Row?
From Death Row, Badass.
Badass passed. Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's see here, because I got the highlights. I'm ready for it when we go here. Um, let's see. this. And go ahead. You can keep going while I'm at it here.
As far as from, like I said, from death row side,
So now later on, you have people like Jewel passing of natural causes later on with her health and everything on. And that was late. That, like I said, that
right?
was last year. Rest in peace.
But you
Um,
got to think though, dude. Death row, a, s- a- from South Central Los Angeles, Compton, L.A., basically known for gang activity. You
mm-hmm,
got B's and C's all throughout.
mm-hmm. DLC still here. Go ahead.
Yeah, he chilling. Got it. Matter of fact, DOC has a Cadillac commercial, an Escalade commercial running down here right now.
Okay.
So salute to that brother for sure. Um, but with all of that going on, no type of violence, no type of killings. You know what I'm saying? From death row.
Right.
None. 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 Bad boy.
Ooh, boy.
All right. So,
You ready for the list, or you need me to help with the list?
man,
Because
shoot.
you want, because this is where I got into the fact of we get into the point where we do have to talk about associates. Misha Lay still here, by the way. Just want to put that
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah.
When we get into associates and get with people that stuff doesn't measure up, especially with the fact of, all right, you want to go to the directs first, or you want to go to the speculation end of it? And how are we running this one? We going with a direct timeline?
You might as well go direct hits first, bruh.
Okay,
Might
so
as
of course we got Big, rest in peace.
well.
That's the
Indeed.
that's the first one. Then if you want to go into, are we going to go into straight deaths, or are we going to go into exodus also? People just jumping ship, because then you get into the locks, jumping ship and hurry it up and getting the Rough Riders. We
I
got
mean,
the
shoot. I mean, bro, you can go into real deaths, we go actual deaths, and career deaths as well. Shit, why not?
okay.
It's all bad. I ain't
So
gonna say it's all bad, but I mean it's all bad for a bad boy.
you got Mace literally running to God directly to get away from there,
That part.
and you got Loon going and changing up. You got a lot of cats that's running the religion directly. Craig Mack originally running a religion, and then saying how after being run up on by Puff and his associates, that he's like, I had to keep a strap on me all the time, and then passing under suspicious circumstances to the point of like, what? Craig's dead? What? But then, like I said, locks running to Rough Riders. You had G Dep getting the hell out of there. You got all of the business with Denny Kane and was it day 7,
Day 26.
day 26. Thank you. And everybody jumping ship left and right all over the place and having accusations all over the place of what's going on and how stuff was running, everything else.
Let's not
Um,
forget let's not forget Sean shooting the club up.
Shyne taking the charge. Yes. To the point where my man not only did time, but was about to get extradited.
That part.
Well, deported,
And,
excuse me, not extradited, about to get deported.
and then running to religion.
Yep. There's a whole thing that goes on. And when I say it goes around, you have to look at the string of things around Puff and what went on around Puff, to the point of like people will loosely go there. You have was it Chucky Thompson? His passing when everybody's like, dude wasn't sick, and it's coming up when everybody was getting subpoenaed. Everybody had books coming up. Kim Porter book coming up. I'll be sure book coming up.
Yeah, but he survived.
He survived. He survived. But that man took his child as his own. That's wild to me.
That, but shoot, what about? But then Heavy D.
I was just about to go there. The fact that Heavy was having nothing and all of a sudden died of an embolism from a blood clot in his leg. It's a whole lot of wild stuff. And then Andre Harrell is like, yo, nothing was wrong with Andre till this book came out. He was just fine till this book came out. You got all types of wild stuff and how people have to insulate themselves around here. Porter having flu-like symptoms all of a sudden and had pneumonia is wild. Um, Black Rob literally dying in squalor, and he brought the label back for you.
Brought it back.
What was it? Little Sammy, the dude that was up there's like he messed up so bad. Homeboy was in mental health counseling.
Bruh. Crazy.
You got Justin Bieber jacked up from dealing with Puff. You got Usher trying to play it down like that. Now it's spreading over to Meek Mill, who's not directly on the label. It's just everything in this cat's sphere. It's wild, man. It's crazy wild, and it's just like I don't. It's of course we got the Cassie issue going on right now. This is just it's wild, man.
Bro, you
What
know
you got?
who I want to question? I want to talk to. I want to see what's going on with that one chick. She was from Cleveland who was on the Bad Boy, Sherry Dennis.
Yeah, Sherry is she got a cease and desist of a lifetime on her because Sherry talks but don't talk.
And I mean, that album she had was legit fire.
Come on, man. Her
She had one album, was
Come
fire.
on, man. The her and Missy joint was crazy. It was there's a whole lot of fire on that.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot of people who
Farnsworth
had.
nowhere to be found.
And look, me and Drew spoke on that a while. That was like maybe one of the first couple of deep dive podcasts that we even spoke on was about this dude, not Farnsworth, but the other one. And we was like, yo, where Farnsworth at? He's somewhere chilling, minding his business, but where is Farnsworth? Because ain't nobody heard or seen nothing with Farnsworth in a long time, bruh. You know what I'm saying? But
It's
now with all of this stuff coming out, like, yeah, it's crazy.
it's Bad Boy is extremely what makes it crazier is this, and this goes back into Robert and his wildness. You're looking at the fact of literally wiping out an error because of one crazy sphere. Like literally, we could lose all of Bad Boy as far as from the public sphere of things, and I don't always agree with, what I'm saying, getting rid of things in such a manner. I do agree with sometimes separating the artist from the art because whether it be politics, whether it be art, whether it be acting, music, whatever, all these people are absolutely disgusting and disturbing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, I don't understand how you could be mad at certain people and what they do in the game and still celebrate Elvis. You know what I'm saying? And we ain't gonna go all the way in. If you know, you know. How could you love what people do and then still celebrate Jerry Lee Lewis? You know what I'm saying? These are cats who definitely read the PDFs, if you know what I mean. But we're gonna leave that there. These
Hey,
are we have
I'm gonna just say this. Some people got the complexion for the connection, and some people got the complexion for the collection.
uh-huh. Because we know the fact of the matter, if Bad Boy and Puff was still making money, it would still be on point and there would be no problem and we wouldn't know anything about anything. It's the fact that he is not that moneymaker that he used to be. But it's just the sphere of how lauded he and that label were versus how villainized Death Row was. And the fact they definitely need a name swap. Yeah,
Bruh,
Suge is locked up, whatever, whatever. That was well after the label was over with.
bruh. It boggles my mind because again, yeah, definitely Suge was not the most perfect person,
Mm-mm.
but if you look at it, what Suge did was not bad either. As bad as what they say he did either. Because if you look at it like this, Death Row Records, okay, yeah, it was ran by. I don't think that Suge was necessarily even a blood. He was affiliated. He might have been affiliated with the MOB Pyrus. And okay, affiliation is one thing, but that's what he claimed. Okay, that's one thing. But yet and still, the majority of the stars on your label have the blue flag and you have the red flag.
Mm-hmm.
But y'all are basically uniting under green, the most important color, which is money.
Right.
Now, even still, it might be some tension with red and blue because you have a lot of red up at the offices and a lot of blue to come record. You're still employing red and blue that might be out in these streets committing other felonies because they can't get a regular job because they may have a record because they just came out of jail or what have you, or they don't fit the complexion to get hired by any other company that's going to give them a good job making decent money to get their family up out of the hood.
Yeah.
So that's frowned upon by society, but yet and still you trying to ain't nobody else gonna give him a chance, so he gave them a chance.
Yep.
Now granted, it still might be rough around the edges and gritty per se. It's not as polished. This is what it is. Suge was rough around the edges,
Yeah.
but what he did was still noble. Puffy, on the other hand, was polished, but what he did behind closed doors was rough around the edges. So it was the
And
yin and the
grind.
yang. It was the yin and the yang, basically. You know what I'm saying? Suge was the evil with the good on the inside, and Puff was the good with the evil on the inside. That's what that shit basically was.
Two different kind of cakes. Two
Yeah,
different kind
that's
of
it.
cakes.
That's what that shit basically was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why Death Row was, and what a day. But in the same sense, though, Death Row wasn't a good name for a label. I mean, you think of Death Row, I mean, you think of Death Row. Bad
Uh-huh.
Boy I mean, Bad Boy, it's still bad, but it still has a mystique around that name. You know what I'm saying? Because all good girls like bad boys. You know what I'm saying? So it's has that mystique around it.
Right.
So you can still clean that up. Whereas you ain't cleaning up Death Row. You can't clean that shit up. So I
No,
mean, that's probably why that you villainize that shit. But yet and still, yeah, that that's what that shit basically is right there.
it's wild to me going in, dusting this all up right now. When you listen to Suge's business practices, and honestly, people use Suge's image and his persona because it was a persona he chased down in order to be that tough guy to handle what he was handling. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But people use that against him. But the fact of the matter is that he handled things so legally. And a lot of times, if you go and listen to the Collect Calls from Suge podcast, a lot of times he was taken for a ride trying to be legal outside of the illegalities of what was going on. He even the way he kind of paid for setting up Aftermath, and Jimmy Iovine was up there acting like he was throwing Dre the money, but then threw Suge the bill, and that's never been said about Puff.
Mm-hmm.
Puff definitely victimized everybody associated with to the point of where Locke's like, okay, give our publishing back. If it's really like that, give our publishing back. You got producers from Bad Boy up there's like, yo, he literally, I knew he was snaking my publishing. He told me to my face he was snaking my publishing. It wasn't never a question. To the point of, I don't know if he turned like Danny D. Kane was saying, he turned it on with a NDA after it doesn't mean anything. He gave their publisher back when it didn't mean anything. That's wild. They have nothing to show for it. None of them went forward and started a label or were able to. None of them. They literally either ran to another label, ran to another situation. Craig Mack talking about how this cat literally. What was my other man? The produced for. We had it on an earlier show. Produced for Big all over the place.
Talking about Easy Mo B.
Easy Mo B. Easy Mo B talking about how literally cats told him, yo, Puff blackballed you out, man. It, we can't work with you because if we work with you, we're shut down. That's wild. Yeah,
I
them
mean,
them name
what have
swaps.
you heard from Easy Mo? What have you heard from Easy Mo B after a certain year?
We went over that list. It gets real
I'm
slim real
saying,
quick.
I'm saying that Easy Mo B is the fucking truth.
Easy Mo B is the truth. On top of Easy Mo B being the truth, you're looking at the fact of if Pete Rock is still around, if Primo's still around, it's not like, oh, he just got lost at a time and he couldn't do this or do that. No, dog. He's as timeless as the rest of these cats. They're still around, still doing the damn thing.
Exactly.
It's yeah, bad boy. Bad boy need to holler at Snoop and see if they can go ahead and get that swap on. Just make it official. Just
Word,
make it official, man. Really,
word,
it's wild.
word up.
Anything else you got on this one, bro?
Um, shit. Aside from Loon, shoot, what's up? Is G Dep still locked up? Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, cause he he offed somebody, right, and confessed to it a few years later.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's another one. Shoot. I think that might be about it as far as Danny Kane is concerned. I think the
Oh no,
only
he
one
got
that
April. April he got released.
okay, okay.
April he got
The
released.
Well, I guess that's good. I mean, he served his time for society, served his debt to society. I
Right,
think out of Danity Kane, the only one that I know that is still working is Dawn. She's still writing and producing and things like that. She got a couple of projects out that are I'm not gonna say that are actually dope because Dawn was really talented or
right.
is still really talented. So she got some projects that are out that are really dope. Um,
And
so
then
I think
you got Aubrey up there doing techno music, Aubrey O'Day, and I think she's still dealing with Shannon. I think out of that, but
okay,
yeah, that's real weird. But yeah, Don was the heat,
right.
and yeah, she did. She was in Dirty Sexy Money, right? Before that fell apart.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Okay,
yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, Don
Um,
was in Dirty Sexy Money before that fell apart. Mark Curry
and
is still around, but he's definitely scarred by the whole situation and talking on it. It's just like all of these people, like you said, it's either literal death or career death across the board on all of these, and it's crazy,
yeah, I mean, and you got to figure you still got the ones that are still touring, and I mean, let's not forget the first lady of the actual real first lady of the actual label of Bad Boy, Faith Evans. I mean,
right?
she's still doing. You know what
Faith is
I'm
still
saying?
doing her thing, but
She's still doing her thing, which you mean she. I mean, an immense talent. You can't the pipes that Faith got. You can't ever shut that down. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So
But look at even the tragedy of what happened with Kim's situation. And everything. It was just like Kim, Charlie having to run away as far as possible. It was
uh,
the associations scattered quick, man. It was nuts.
yeah,
Having to get under it was either like I said, a lot of them, if they still live, was either running a religion or running to other rougher labels to make sure that they were insulated.
that's
Because
true.
Charlie wound up going with Irv, correct?
Death Row Junior, Murder Inc., which you
Mm-hmm.
which you actually could clean up. You could have cleaned up Death Row because Murder Inc. was squeaky clean until they got there was a conspiracy behind that too, though. I mean, so
Yeah, come on, man. That was they were up there talking about doing their own distribution, and that was the one
yeah,
thing. I swear that's why Suge got run up on was
yeah,
because
that's why. Yeah, it was what Suge, Irv, and I want Jay Prince was trying to
Jay
start their own
Prince.
distribution label. Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, and all of a sudden everything went south real quick for everybody. All of a sudden everybody was doing something dirty except for Prince.
Yep. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So there you have it, folks. There should be possibly a bid for a change of naming rights. I think we had the names wrong. Think we had the names wrong, y'all.
Word.
Just
Word.
really wild
Oh,
situation, but it's like, yeah, Bad Boy might have been the real Death Row Records for real with
that
everything that's gone on. Rest in peace to all those
that were named
associated both physically and also, like I said,
and
career
career.
wise. And may justice be served for these folks. And
Word.
yeah, that's real talk, man. That's real talk.
Yeah, definitely.
This has been another Handsome Beatdown. I'm Beatdown Brown, my man Handsome Mandela.
Yeah,
Always
yeah.
killing it. Make sure y'all check out the Schwable Room and all our people. Thank you to the subscribers. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we appreciate y'all. Peace.
Indeed. Peace.